Liverpool evaluates Frankfurt striker as Isak's price sparks summer striker debate. Liverpool has the perfect catalyst for a major move, as a surprise transfer now seems imminent. Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr identifies a Reds player as the most likely alternative to Vinicius. Hello, my fellow supporter. Let's check out the latest updates from the greatest club in the world. Hugo Ekitike is emerging as one of the most promising forwards in Europe right now. At just 22 years old, the Frenchman already displays qualities that place him very close to being a complete striker. Exactly what Liverpool is looking for at this moment. This assessment, made by the respected portal Anfield Watch, helps explain why Ekitike has been gaining increasing attention. Initially valued at around £60 million, he offered the perfect profile. Young, technical, dynamic, and above all, much more affordable than Newcastle's Alexander Isak. However, as interest around Ekitike grows, his market value is also starting to soar. Alexander Isak remains Liverpool's top target, but with a valuation approaching £150 million, his signing becomes increasingly complicated. That's why, according to recent analysis, Liverpool had every reason to heavily invest in Ekitike as a viable and more affordable alternative, but the winds may be changing. According to the German newspaper Bild, Ekitike's current club, Eintracht Frankfurt, now demands at least £70 million to let him go. The price gap between Isak and Ekitike, once considerable, is closing quickly. It's no longer just about finding a bargain. It's about making the right strategic choice. Frankfurt knows exactly what they have. A young striker seen as the ideal alternative to Isak, with the potential to lead a top team for years to come. Bild also reports that Frankfurt's executives believe internally that Ekitike could become the club's first €100 million sale in history. If that valuation comes true, Liverpool might end up back at square one, facing the tough decision of either going all in on Isak despite the sky-high price, or betting on Ekitike's rising talent, even as his value skyrockets. These are the kinds of dilemmas that drive the transfer window behind the scenes and get fans' hearts racing. Liverpool is at a crucial point in the season, competing for the Premier League title and preparing for a decisive summer with the arrival of coach Arne Slot. Among the attacking options, Hugo Ekitike emerges as an exciting, young, and promising name, but his market value is rising fast, jumping from £60 to potentially £70 million. Meanwhile, Alexander Isak, though costing around £150 million, brings more certainty as he's already proven in the Premier League. The decision won't be easy, but Liverpool cannot afford to miss. They must choose a striker capable of leading a new, victorious era at Anfield. Even with the rise of Koeman Kelleher and the security he brings when Alisson Becker is absent, the Brazilian has once again shown why he remains irreplaceable at Liverpool. Returning after 3 games out due to a suspected concussion suffered while playing for the Brazilian national team, Alisson had a decisive performance in the 2-1 win over West Ham, keeping the Reds firmly in the Premier League title race. His performance was worthy of man-of-the-match honors. He made stunning saves, including one that denied 2 back-to-back shots from Carlos Soler and Mohamed Kudus, and frustrated yet another Kudus attempt in the second half. While perhaps not as epic as his previous performances, like the one against PSG, Alisson reinforced his importance in crucial moments. Without him, West Ham could have easily taken points from Anfield. His absence in the games against Everton and Fulham had already made it clear how much he influences the team. Alisson's presence isn't just technical, it's emotional too. Amid tributes to Salah and Van Dijk's expected renewal, the Brazilian reaffirmed his value as one of Liverpool's modern-day stars. Off the pitch, Alisson is also a key figure behind the scenes. Respected as a leader, his voice carries weight within the club. He was even consulted about potential goalkeeper reinforcements, such as Georgi Mamardashvili, showing no discomfort but rather an understanding of the need for long-term planning. At 32 years old, Alisson is viewed inside XA Training Center as the best goalkeeper in the world. A sentiment shared even by coach Arne Slot, who stated, "I've never worked with a goalkeeper at this level. He is, in fact, the best in the world." Still, his physical condition has raised some concerns. Recurring injuries over the past 2 years have caused him to miss about 15% of Premier League matches, unusual for a starting keeper. Despite that, Alisson's future remains open. Saudi Arabia is an attractive destination, but he's made it clear that now is not the time. With a contract running until 2027, the number one has indicated he intends to stay at the club, and perhaps even renew. Alisson is more than a goalkeeper for Liverpool. He's a figure who symbolizes excellence, confidence, and leadership in a team striving to establish a new era of success. Luis Diaz is living one of the most remarkable moments of his journey wearing the Liverpool shirt. Under new manager Arne Slot, the Colombian has returned to top form, playing a key role in the Reds' attacking system this 2024-25 season. With 15 goals and 8 assists in 45 matches so far, Diaz not only shows consistency, but also a renewed decisive power, having directly contributed to goals in each of his last 5 Premier League appearances, including the 2-1 win over West Ham. This impressive form has attracted the attention of major clubs around the world, especially in Saudi Arabia. According to TalkSport, while Al Ahly is preparing a monumental offer for Vinicius Jr., Al Nassr is already exploring alternatives, and Luis Diaz has emerged as the strongest candidate on their list. The Colombian's potential move to the Saudi Giants would reunite him with former Liverpool teammate Sadio Mane and bring him into a squad that includes Cristiano Ronaldo, Marcelo Brozovic, Aymeric Laporte, Mohamed Simakan, and Jean Duran. At 28, Diaz has 39 goals and 23 assists in 143 appearances for Liverpool since joining from Porto for £42.5 million in January 2022. His electric style, quick dribbling, precise finishing, and game-changing abilities have made him one of the most exciting players in the squad. However, despite his technical importance, there are signs that his stay at Anfield may be in jeopardy. Contract renewal talks with Diaz have stalled, an understandable situation, given that the club has focused its efforts on securing the futures of Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, both central to the leadership core. Diaz's contract runs until 2027, just like Vinicius Jr.'s, which places both players on similar timelines for clubs planning for the future. Internally, Liverpool knows it may be pressured to sell if a significant offer arrives. The Reds could also be planning a broader overhaul of their attacking line. Players like Diogo Jota and Darwin Núñez have been mentioned as potential departures, and even rarely used Federico Chiesa reportedly has a set price tag. For the fans, losing Diaz would be emotionally impactful, especially given his charisma and work ethic on the pitch. But in today's financial and competitive football landscape, unpopular decisions are sometimes unavoidable. And with Saudi interest growing, Liverpool may soon have to make a tough decision about the future of one of its most dynamic forwards. The question now is whether Arne Slot, in his first transfer window as Liverpool manager, will fight to keep Diaz as a cornerstone of his new era, or accept a lucrative offer that could pave the way for a complete attacking overhaul. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you next time.